Hey you guys, what's up? It's Jackass Number Two here. Welcome to part 2 of the top 20 best movies I saw in 2015. When we first left off, I was talking about Kick-Ass, which was my number 14 pick. And now we're gonna go on with the rest, with the 13 others. Now, I'm just gonna get right on with it. And as I said before, two things, like just in case for some reason you haven't seen the first part, this is a list of the best movies that I saw this year, not a list of the best movies that came out in 2015. And also, if the movies were in 2015, I'm not going to say what year they were, but if they weren't, then I will say what year they were in. So anyway, my number 13 pick is Knock Knock, the Eli Roth thriller movie. Now this movie didn't do so well in theaters, but it wasn't really heavily advertised. Like, the Green Inferno wasn't even really heavily advertised, and even that was, even Green Inferno did really well. But Knock Knock did not do well at all. It only earned, like, $34,000. But Knock Knock, it was a different kind of movie for Eli Roth, because his movies usually rely on, like, gore and torture themes. This one's not like that. It's mainly a thriller. It's because Keanu Reeves is in it, and also the director's wife, Lorenza Izzo, is in this. Basically, Keanu Reeves plays this family man. His wife and kids go away for the weekend, and then these two girls come to his door and say, "Hey, like, we're trying to get to this place, and we can't, like, our phones are dead. We just need to, find out where this place is." And then, like, he starts to be, like, helpful to them, but then they start being, like, a little bit weird, and, like, they're just, like, doing, like, stuff that's really, really weird, and then, like, yeah, I don't want to go too much into the plot without spoiling too much, but it was a pretty good movie. Like, I actually really liked it, unlike a lot of people, because it was a different kind of movie for Eli Roth that he did. Like, and Eli Roth is quite easily my favorite director of all time. Like, I love his movies. I loved Hostel and The Green Inferno. I'll just say that. Now, I'm actually switching the number 12 and the number 11 places. Number 12 is Jurassic World. Now, funny story of how I actually came to see this movie. I was always going to see it, like, with my parents, but when I went to my friend Slender Mender's birthday party, we were going to go to the movies, and he said we were seeing Jurassic World. And when we went there, he told me that we were actually originally going to see Spy, the Melissa McCarthy movie, but one kid, I'm not going to say who because I don't want to embarrass him. Well, embarrass him. I don't want to, like, embarrass him or anything. Sorry if you can't see my face because of the light. But, like, yeah, like, one kid wasn't allowed to see Spy. One kid. Everybody else's parents, I think, were fine with it. But one kid, his parents weren't. So we went to see Jurassic World instead. And I thought it was pretty good. Like, I really liked the effects with the dinosaurs. Those were pretty cool. And I also really liked Chris Pratt's performance in this. Like, it's surprising to see that he was in movie 43. Now, like, I'm not trying to be offensive to Chris Pratt or anything, but he was fat in movie 43. I really don't like using that word, but he was fat in movie 43. But I heard he had to lose a lot of weight for Guardians of the Galaxy. But, yes, like, yeah, basically, yes, like, Jurassic World was pretty good. Like, I liked the effects with the dinosaurs, and I really liked, oh my god, the amount of sunlight. Sorry about that. And, like, I really liked Chris Pratt's performance in it, and also the one that plays the ant is also pretty hot, so another reason I like the movie. And you guys, I completely forgot about this. I was supposed to show these honorable mentions near the beginning of the video, and I completely forgot. So the honorable mentions are The Sitter, the Jonah Hill movie. Again, this is another one of those movies that I got from Walmart. I hadn't seen it before. I really like this. This was honestly like an R-rated Adventures in Babysitting. It was actually really, really good, really, really funny. I really liked this movie. And even my mom liked it. Which kind of surprised me. Like, even my mom liked this movie. I watched it with her one time. Yeah, this was actually a pretty funny movie. Like, again, guys, some of these movies I didn't put in here because, like, you know, like, I didn't want to move the list around anymore. And then the next two, these aren't sequels, but, well, they're kind of related in a way. The two Poltergeist movies, the original and the new one. I liked both of them. Of course, I like this one a hell of a lot more than this one. But this one I was actually really surprised me. The new one surprised me quite a bit. Like, I thought it was going to be awful. It was quite good, actually. I liked it. But the original was amazing. Like, it was amazing with the effects that they did for the time. Like, it was great with what they did. And, of course, they're not that impressive by today's standards, but for the time, they were great. And, with the new one, like, the effects were okay with this one, but, like, as I said, they weren't great. But one thing was, like, this was, like, the thing is, this barely qualifies as a remake. It has some elements from the original, but it's not the same characters and not even the same story. And, the only thing is, the guy that directed this movie directed, Monster House, and apparently he's supposed to be directing the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I just want to see how that'll go. But anyway, these are my other honorable mentions. They're great, both of them, in my opinion. And the last honorable mention, which I don't have because it's technically a Netflix comedy special, is Trailer Park Boys, Drunk, High, and Unemployed, live in Austin. It's their live show that they did in Austin. I really liked that. I thought it was funny. I like anything Trailer Park Boys, so that's why I really like that movie. Sorry, guys, I just really need to go through these quick because I don't want this to go on for longer. I really don't want this to go on for like for like a third part or something, because I would really hate for that to happen. Number 11 is Goosebumps, the Goosebumps movie. Now, I have been a huge fan of Goosebumps ever since I was like 5 years old. Not even kidding. Like, the first Goosebumps thing I ever owned, I had never even heard of this book series or the TV show before. It was 2000... Wait, was it? It was 2005 or 2006, I can't remember, but me and my parents went to Wendy's, and they had, like, these DVD games, and there was a Goosebumps DVD game, and I picked the Goosebumps one, which, thank God, I did, because apparently you can't even find that on eBay these days. Like, I actually still have it. It's actually right over there, like, it's actually, like, right over there on my desk, the DVD game. I still have it. And that was the first thing I ever owned, and then in first grade, I was like, oh, like, I overheard the librarian say, no, we don't have any Goosebumps books. And I'm like, they make those into books? And so then I just, like, ran over, like, frantically looking for them. And, like, I've been such a huge fan of Goosebumps ever since then. And I would love the Goosebumps movie. I even have the Goosebumps Horrorland video game for the DS and for my Wii. And I also have the new Goosebumps game on my PS4, which I really liked that. That's actually a pretty fun point-and-click adventure game. But yeah, the Goosebumps movie, very, very good. Like, I actually really liked it. It was... The only thing is, when I was in the theater with Killerbot Films seeing this, right near the front, I saw this woman that brought, like, her 2-year-old daughter to see it, and all I could think about was, enjoy the nightmares tonight, Mom. I just thought it was funny, but, again, guys, I just need to go through these quick, because I have about, about 6.5 minutes before I need to stop. But anyway... Number 10 was Get Hard. Now, if you notice, I did my review, like, me and Killerbot Films watched this together because he picked it up from the drugstore, and I really enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't as funny as I was expecting it, but I never saw it in the theater, but I thought it was very good. I thought it was very funny. I love that, like Kevin Hart is pretending to be, like, a real hard ass, but he's actually, like, one of the cleanest people on earth. And he's, like, helping Will Ferrell go to jail, like, to prepare him for jail. I just loved that. It was a very funny plot, and it's very hated, and mainly because of the racist jokes, but I didn't even really notice any racist jokes in it. But anyway, it was a very good movie, very funny. I really enjoyed it. Number 9 was... I am sorry, you guys. It just cut... My recording stopped again. I just really hate it when it does that, and I really need to make this quick, because I really don't want this to have a part 3 to it. But anyway, I said Jackass Number Two when we left off. Now, when I was making this list, I made a strict rule about one movie per franchise. I almost made an exception for my number 2 pick, but then I decided, I was like, no, I made a promise, one movie per franchise, so that was what I did. Now, out of all the Jackass movies, I enjoyed number 2 the most. It was the most funny out of all of them, the most hilarious. And I loved this movie so much. Like, I have a twisted sense of humor, so I love a lot of the stuff they have in this movie. And I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. I just loved it. It was great. Like, this is definitely my favorite out of all of the Jackass movies. And this was not 2015. This was 2006. Then number 8 was The Visit, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. So, basically, I saw this movie with my friend, saw this movie with one of my friends, and I saw it with my mom. Like, we were in the theater together, and it was a horror. It's something that not a lot of horror movies can pull off. It makes you creeped out through it, but it can also make you laugh. The Visit really did that for me. Like, I laughed so much where I really shouldn't have. Like, it was really, really, really funny. I absolutely loved it. But anyway, again, guys, I gotta make this quick. Number 7 was Creep. I watched that with my friend Killerbot Films at the same... Well, not the same day we watched Get Hard, because we watched Get Hard in the morning, and then we watched Creep before we went to bed that night. I loved Creep. It's, like, probably my favorite horror movie, because, like, I never feel scared when I watch horror movies. Like, Creep and, like, well, at least one, there was one part that really made me actually feel scared, but I think, like, friggin' voice crack there. But definitely, like, at least, like, 1 or 2 parts definitely made me actually feel legitimately scared when I watched it. And very few horror movies can actually pull that off for me, because I don't find horror movies scary these days. Now, but Creep was great. Like, please check it out. And sorry, I really just have to keep moving the iPad over because the sun just keeps coming through. Number 6 was Vacation. I know this movie was actually really, really hated. I loved it. And before you ask, you're like, oh yeah, you probably haven't seen the original. I have the original on DVD, and I love it. And I like this one too. And now, I know how many people hate this movie. Let me just say one thing. When I saw this in the theater, everyone was laughing their asses off at how funny this movie was. Like I know most of you won't believe me, but trust me, everybody in the theater was laughing their butts off when we watched this movie. It was really funny. I know a lot of people really didn't like it. Like, one of my friends didn't like it when we were watching a bit of it, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was hilarious. Guys, it looks like I'm really gonna have to do this. I really tried to avoid this. I'm gonna have to put this into a part 3. I really tried to avoid this, but I can't. So it's gonna be a part 3 for my top 5 favorites. So anyway, I'll see you guys in part 3.